At least 11 homeless people have died on Toronto's streets in the last month alone, with the city's 7,100 shelter beds operating at or near capacity. More and more homeless are turning to the city's transit system to find shelter. But some say there seems to be little accountability for their well-being.
If people aren't causing a problem on the system and it's a very cold day, for example, we might just let them ride it out.
The TTC does not track the number of people who use the subway or streetcar or bus as a mobile home. But as the weather gets colder, there's no doubt the number increases. And we do know the amount of people who don't have stable housing in this city has doubled in the last 10 years. So it's no surprise they might take refuge in the subway.
I think the TTC would agree that, they can ride the system for as long as they like if it means it can stay warm and it's, doesn't become an issue for anybody.
Riders have also observed a rise in homeless on the TTC, and some say this is a safety issue, both for customers and the homeless people themselves.
On the rides, definitely. I think the government needs to step in and help them. Other countries do that for them.
I agree that there isn't enough being done to help the people. And yes, I think it is used as a shelter.
Homeless advocates say Toronto should look to Montreal's model of dealing with homeless people on the transit system.
They basically invite people who don't have a fixed address, don't have housing, into subway stations. And then like in Toronto, the subway closes late at night. They actually have shuttles that take people to shelters to make sure that people are okay.
Both the TTC and the city say homeless people here are also offered rides to shelters and that there are protocols in place to deal with situations as they arise. And while there's no team of outreach workers dedicated to the TTC, staff is trained and the city has more than 100 community services that can be called on when necessary, although they cannot say how often that happens.
We have excellent access to all of those resources through a focus program, through the City of Toronto and the United Way.
Councillor Kristen Wong-Tam says with homelessness at an all-time high, Toronto is struggling with the needs of the underhoused.
The city has a leadership role to play, and we should step up our efforts to, number one, address the issues around homelessness and then get to the root causes, because it's not going to be a quick fix, but doing nothing or doing too little is not sufficient.
A key issue in this crisis is, of course, affordable housing. Mayor John Tory recently announced a new 10-year plan to build 40,000 new affordable units, but it will require financial input from other levels of government.